Well, hi, welcome back. This might be like 2 seconds later. I don't know. Uh, I'm going to go through the rest of this. Uh, if you needed more examples, we can do it together. So I'm just going to work through the rest of these, and if you've already done it or we're working through a few more together, that's whatever Miss Strange wants to do. Okay, so this is where we're at. We've started here, we've gone all the way down, come across. So this is the equation we have to solve now. So let me get my paper and write down this equation. Negative 10 plus 3x equals 8. Okay, so we're just going to keep solving these equations the same way. Now, our x didn't come first, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. We're trying to get x by itself. We just want to get rid of everything else. The 3 and the x are together. That's a group, so we can get rid of what's off by itself first. The opposite of a negative 10 is a positive 10. We want to add 10 to both sides. Positive 10 and negative 10 cancel out, and we're left with 3x, a positive 3x. So I don't have to write that plus sign because it's understood that it's right there. 8 plus 10 is 18. So now we're going to do the opposite operation on both sides. So x times 3, the opposite of times 3 is divide by 3 on both sides. The 3's cancel out. X is left over. Bring down your equal sign. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So x is going to equal 6. So now we got to find which one. Bring that over a little bit. Which one is x equals 6? So we did this equation. Shade that in and do x equals 6. Okay, that brings us to our next equation. Okay, so maybe we are just going straight up and straight down and straight up. We're not. I promise we're not doing that. All right, so 4x plus 3 equals 7. X plus 3 equals 7. All right, wrote down the equation. 4x plus 3 equals 7. And start off with our line. Inverse operations or opposite operations. 3 is by itself, so we're going to get rid of that first. The opposite of a plus 3 is minus 3 on both sides. So those cancel out. Bring down your 4x. Bring down your equal sign. We got to combine 7 and negative 3. We have more positives, so it's going to be positive. Positive 7 and negative 3, we have 4 positives left over. After those cancel out 3 of them. So we got 4x equals 4. Now x times 4, we're going to do the opposite. Opposite times to divide. 1 divided by 4 on both sides. The 4's cancel out. That's 1. X equals 4 divided by 4 is 1. So x equals 1. So finish this equation. See, said we're not going up. We turned. Next equation. 5 minus 2x equals 12. So 5 minus 2x equals 12. So let's draw our line for the two halves of the equation. All right, so this is grouped together, so we don't want to mess with the negative 2 yet. We want to get rid of the 5. Now, you want to look at the sign in front of the number. So this 5 isn't negative. This negative goes with the 2. 5 is positive because it doesn't have a sign in front of it. So it's understood to be positive. The opposite of a positive 5 is a minus 5 or a negative 5. So I'm going to write that underneath the 5 because that's what's going to cancel out. I'm going to do it to the other side because that's what we can combine here. And these two things cancel each other out. We're left with a negative 2x equals 12 minus 5. We have more positives than negatives, so our answer is positive. We have 7 more positives than negatives. Now, at this point, some of you guys that are thinking ahead, like, I know I'm going to divide by 2, and it's going to give, that doesn't divide by 2. You can have fractions and decimals. Now, we're not going to do a decimal for it. It's okay to have improper fractions or proper fractions. We're going to come across those a lot this year. Okay, so we got another negative number times x. So x times -2. We want to do the opposite operation. This is connected by multiplication, so we divide. So we want to break this connection on both sides. We're trying to get rid of a -2, so we want to use a -2. We're doing the opposite of multiply, which is divide, and we're trying to get rid of that -2 on both sides. You got to be careful to use that -2 so you can cancel out your negatives. A negative divided by a negative is positive, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we still have 1x left over, and it's positive. Now, if you didn't cancel out that negative, you might lose it. You might just ignore it, pretend it's gone, or you might forget about it and not bring it down. So you got to cancel out that negative. So really, you're doing the same thing we did in every other problem. We're trying to get rid of a 4, so we used a 4. In this one, we tried to get rid of a 3, so we used a 3. We're trying to get rid of a -2, so we're going to use a -2. We're not doing the opposite number. We're doing the opposite operation. This is connected by multiplication, so we're dividing. 5 is positive, and it's connected by addition and subtraction, so that's why we just use an opposite sign. Positive, we get rid of it with a negative. Here, the opposite operation is the opposite of multiply is divide. So you just got to be careful with that. Now, positive divided by negative is a negative. 7 divided by 2 doesn't go in evenly, so we'll just leave it 7/2. That's the nice thing about 8th grade math. It doesn't go in evenly, so you just stop. You just leave it like that. So we're looking for -7/2. Where we go? Over here. So -7/2. Here's our equation. We're doing -7/2. Now, if I didn't get either answer, I want to go back and redo it. It's not which answer is closest to what we got. You have to get the exact right answer. All right, next one. -x plus 5 equals 10. I'm excited about this one. Equals 10. Because this is where those algebra tiles are going to make this equation a lot easier. Save us a whole step of work. All right. So draw your line through your equal sign for the two different sides of the equation. We want to get x by itself, so let's get rid of this plus 5. The opposite of a positive 5 is a -5 on both sides. Those will cancel out. We still have a negative in front of our x. Leave that negative. Equals 10 minus 5 is 5. Now, our algebra tiles, if this was an algebra tile, on the back of that negative x is a positive x. So we could just flip that over. So we're on the negative side. If we flip it over, now it's positive. Now, you can do anything you want to the equation as long as you do it to both sides. So we flipped over the left side, so we want to flip over the right side. So if we take that positive 5 and flip it over, on the other side of the algebra tile is a negative. So that's -5. Because remember, we don't care what negative x is. We want to know what x is. Now you could divide both sides by a -1 and do 5 divided by -1. You're still going to get -5. But you can do a whole extra step of work when you can just have taken those algebra tiles and flipped them over to the other side. And change their signs. So x is -5. Where were we? Oh, we're on this one. That's why you got to shade in as you go. All right. What do you want to bet? We go to this one and then go around the long way. That's my bet. It's my guess. Okay, 8 minus 3x equals 8. Okay, draw our line. And same thing. We want to get x by itself. This is grouped together, so we'll get rid of the positive 8. The opposite of a positive 8 is -8, and we want to do that to both sides. Now we can simplify. 8 and -8 cancel out. We can bring down our -3x. our equal sign, and whatever this is. 8 minus 8 is 0. All right, so we want to get rid of, now at this point you may recognize -3 times 0 is going to equal 0. So you can go ahead and use those critical thinking skills and reason this one out because you're almost done. And you've done opposite operations for a while now. So you're like, oh, I know the answer. You can go ahead and go there. Or if you want to do the opposite operation, you could say, all right, I'm dividing by -3. I'm dividing by -3. That'll cancel out the negative. That'll cancel out the 3. So I still got an x. 0 divided by anything is 0. All right, so we got 0. Oh, we did. I was kind of hoping we'd be done. I know you were too. So x is 0. All right, so maybe we just go up and over instead of all the way across. Yeah, if we go all the way across, we've only skipped 2 problems. I'm betting we go up and over. All right, so 6x minus 1 equals 5. 6x minus 1 equals 5. Okay, I wrote that down. 6x minus 1 equals 5. I make that mistake a lot. Write down the wrong equation or forget something to write. Draw a line for the equal sign. 6x minus 1 equals 5. We want to get rid of everything with the x. This is grouped together, so we'll get rid of the minus 1 first. The opposite of minus 1 is to add 1. To plus 1, a positive 1. It's all the same thing. Simplify. So now we can bring everything down. 6x equals 5 plus 1. 6. Maybe we'll reason this one out. 6 times what is 6? 1. Or just keep doing the opposite operation if not. The opposite of times x is to divide by 6. The opposite of times x. The opposite of times 6 is to divide by 6. So divide by 6. 6's cancel out. Left with x equals 6 divided by 6 is 1. X equals 1. All right. Oh, this was our problem. This was our answer. X equals 1. We're going up now. You could possibly go back, but I don't think so. I think we're going to go get this as the answer, but we're going to go ahead and do this one, not just shade this one and shade this one and be done. We're going to go ahead and do it because it's good practice. And why would you not want to do math? Math is awesome. All right, so we got another fraction. Ooh, it's a fraction one and everything. 1/3 x. Do this at the top. 1/3 x plus 6 equals 12. What a great problem to end on. All right, so draw a line. We want to get rid of the plus 6 because this is grouped together. The opposite of plus 6 is minus 6 on both sides. Those will cancel out. We'll bring down what's left over. 1/3 x, our equal sign, and we'll combine this, 12 and -6. We have 12 positives, so our answer is positive. We have 6 more positives than negatives, so positive 6. Now we see times 1/3, so x times 1/3. The opposite of times 1/3 is to divide by 1/3. Remember, dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. 3/1. 3/1 is the same thing as 3, so we can just multiply by 3 times 3 times 3. 3 divided by 3 cancels out. All we have left is our 6. This one wasn't too bad. 6 times 3 is 18. Did this one and this one, and we made it to the end. So our final answer should look like this. It went down and over, up and all the way across, and up and back, up and finish. That was fun to look at the cute little fuzzy things. I don't know what they are, but they're so cute. And it was fun. All right, so I'm sure class ended 10 minutes ago and no one saw this part of the video. But if you did, congratulations, you're all done. Or if you skip to the end so you can see the answer, that's fine too, because that way you can know if you got it right, I guess. All right, so turn this in, and all right, good job. I'll see you guys tomorrow.